My roommate was Neil Broughton. Through that whole year, we grew up as rivals. He was in Roseau, I was in Morrow, 20 miles apart, played against each other our whole lives, and ended up rooming together and living together for that whole Olympic year. I don't think he had it. He's easygoing and laid back, much the same as I am. So, and I don't think we got annoyed each other too much.
Mark Pavlich was my roommate, not only during the 80 games, throughout the whole year. And his most annoying habit, he'd take about a 4-hour shower. There'd be no soap left. He'd always shower all the time. But he was a great roommate. He was perfect, but his long showers, he took long showers. I like Pav though, he's a great guy.
My roommates were Jim Craig, Phil Vercoda, and Billy Baker. Jimmy's habit was he talked too much, and Billy and Phil didn't say much at all. So it was really kind of a different little trailer we lived in. Believe it or not, we lived in a mobile trailer. But that was about it. It was pretty quiet, because once you got back to the trailer, you just went to bed. You really didn't hang around and sit and talk. You spent most of your time in the village doing things. So when you got back to the room of the trailer, you only had a small little room. There was really no area. Maybe have a couple of beers and relax, and then just crash and get up the next day.
So is it safe to say that you and Jim dominated the conversation?
Probably, I would say we did, yeah. Yeah, Phil and Billy were very talkative.
The roommate, like during the Olympics?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what those other guys said. I mean, we were in like trailer homes in the Olympic Village. Like the Olympic Village now, I believe, is still a state penitentiary, or, well, it was going to be that. It was kind of built with that in mind. And we were never actually in the cells like some of the other athletes. We were in these trailer homes that the walls were like paper thin. And I think it was Mike Ruzioni. I don't know what he told you. I think it was Mike. I think it was. He didn't tell that story, did he, about having my future wife in there? Did he tell that story? And Buzzy Schneider and Mark Pavlich, I think, were the four that we had. And it was, so it was us four in there. And I don't know, as far as like something in the, I don't know that there was ever anything. What was the question?
Who were the most annoying?
Yeah, who was the most annoying?
Oh.
What annoying habits did they have?
Yeah, I you know what? We weren't really, to be in there, we weren't in there that much. I mean, it always seemed like we were, into Lake Placid. We were, at the rink practicing. We're, on our way to practice. We were practicing, watch another game, or, maybe watch speed skating, Again, like I said, my memory, I mean, I don't remember things where I said, hey, I remember a lot about being in our trailer, I guess is what it was, or anything. And obviously you have plenty of good stories already about me, so we'll leave it at that.
Well, there were four of us in a little cubicle, and I think Mark Johnson and Jack O'Callahan, if I'm not mistaken, were my roommates. And I was hurt, so I didn't really engage a lot away from the rink, because I was in a training facility rehabbing my leg, so didn't have a lot of interaction outside of the games.
So those guys didn't annoy you at all?
Not usually. I ignored them.
Rob McClanahan was my roommate for most of the year, in fact, and he had two annoying habits. One was that he would get down and do 50 or 100 sit-ups before he went to bed every night, which was really annoying because I felt like I should have to do the same thing. The second was that he'd go to sleep right away, and he'd usually snore, so that would keep me up, and then he'd get up in the morning and have had a great night's sleep, and I would have been up for an extra 3 hours waiting to try and fall asleep out of sheer exhaustion. So, and then when I called him on it, of course, he said he never snored. So,
there's 4 guys to a room at the Olympics, but and we've had this conversation, that Davey Christian, Neil Broughton, myself, and we can't come up with who was our other roommate. How stupid is that? Ivan didn't had a few times, but those guys should be able to come up with it. And Davey and I, we couldn't figure it out. So how enlightening is that?